So that famous Clint Eastwood quote from Dirty Harry, "A man's got to know his limitations." People quote that a lot, and I think it's good advice, but I wanted to sort of talk about what happens after that. So I think what happens often in the early stages of this spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, sort of experience, where you start to become aware of a much larger reality than your physical reality, just by virtue of the fact that all of a sudden there's this vast universe that you weren't previously aware of, you can start to feel very small. And accepting your limitations can make you feel like this most insignificant little grain of sand. But you got to remember that each part contains the whole, and the whole isn't the whole without the part, and the part is just an illusion. And I guess that's really the main point here, is that what you experience as you is simply just a tiny little sliver of the universal consciousness expressing itself in the third density through a biological organism that you call you. It's really just an illusion of separation. There's really only one thing in the universe. The creator and the creation are not separate things. You are inextricably linked with the creator of this universe. At the center of it all, you are the creator of this universe. And so am I, and so is every other thing that has consciousness. Everything that is in creation is together the creator, makes up the creator. We experience an illusory dance before our eyes here in the third density. It's not really real in the grand scheme of things, but while we're here, it's very real, and we experience it as real, and it's very important that we immerse ourselves in the real. You know, I think a lot of times, just because I sort of wear the uniform of a hippie, because, you know, I'm this dude with long hair and a goatee and sort of, you know, hey man, sort of, you know, dopey love and light, you know, like people just assume that I'm some sort of hippie, but really that has never been anything close to my ideology at all. I mean, I like the peace and love thing, but I've never been a very earthy person, actually. I've really struggled with it. You know, I mean, just being transparent here, I've really struggled with my humanness throughout my life. I've always had a struggle to stay grounded and have my feet on the ground. I've like almost fought actively against it, but through a lot, major portions of my life, I tried to just basically not be here because I didn't like it here, and it was a state of victimhood. And I think we're all healing from a state of victimhood. It's almost like the default state of this world is this, because of the illusion of separation and because things look so dark, it's very easy to get sucked into victimhood. And we're seeing large groups of people throughout the Western world right now get sucked into a vortex of victimhood. And it's really celebrating powerlessness, and that's the insidious nature of a lot of what's going on. Is you got people celebrating powerlessness, celebrating submission. It is time for us to take back our personal sovereignty. That's what we need to be doing, not submitting to the will of society for some supposed greater good. We should be going within and finding that truth within us and expressing that as authentically as possible at all times. That's what we should be doing. That's what we should be striving toward. Not some illusion of conformity. What was that quote? from Teal Swan about political correctness is a performance of rightness and justice and I don't remember what all she said, but that was the idea that we're going to put aside our own inner knowing. The old quote that's been just mangled forever, all it takes for evil to prosper is for good men to do nothing. It's really true. It's time for us to be courageous and stand up for something or another. It doesn't matter if you completely disagree with everything I say. But it is a fact that what is happening energetically on this planetary sphere at this time is forcing us all to the point of where we must choose. We must choose to stand up for something. Because anybody who is in the soup, in the middle, in the unpolarized middle, trying to just play the middle ground, not have an opinion, just go through life like some kind of bottom feeder, you can't do that anymore. It's not going to work anymore. I promise you, life is kicking us all in the butt right now and telling us all that we've got to make a choice. Do we want to follow the way that leads to life, or do we want to follow that which promotes only stagnation and separation and death? There's a scripture that says, I lay before you blessing and cursing. Choose one, and you've got to choose. Today you've got to choose. It's not about good versus evil. I've already talked about polarity. And how really where we need to get to in our consciousness is beyond polarity. Seeing, we have to choose to polarize one way or the other. It's positive or negative, doesn't matter. If you choose to serve yourself rather than to serve others, that's fine. That still serves the Creator, because everything is the Creator, as I previously stated. There is nothing that isn't the Creator. There's no possible way you can't serve the Creator. You are the Creator. You are part of it, and everything is valid. Everything that is has a purpose, has a reason for being there. We've got to zoom out beyond good versus evil, but realize that we do have to make a choice which direction we are going to put our energy toward. Because we can't stay in the unpolarized middle. It is that is just nothing but a cesspool. The people in the unpolarized middle are the ones who are perpetuating the problems. I guess it's beyond the scope of what I'm trying to say today, but I'm going to keep unpacking this more and more because I feel very strongly about it. It's something that my guides that I talk to have been very strong about lately. And all the things that I seem to be led toward reading lately are also pointing toward, we got to make a choice. We must see that the other side is not the other side, as it were, in this illusory 3D experience. The other side is not evil or bad. They're just the opposite polarity. We respect them and they respect us. But we have to remain keenly aware of what is going on. We're all being played, especially in Western society. We're being played by the media and by those in power. And it's time to take the rose-colored glasses off and see things for what they are and wake up to the reality that things are really bad. But that doesn't mean that we're supposed to be depressed and down about it. We've got to see that this is the catalyst for the change that we've been all wanting, that we've been all praying for, that we've been all here working toward. It has come. The catalyst has come. Now, the catalyst will move us all toward a choice. Are we going to choose the way that leads to life, that promotes life? Or are we going to choose those things that promote death, that promote victimhood, that promote endings. I'm here for infinity. So infinity and beyond and all that stuff, we go, right? Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and that was my rant for today. Okay. Love you all.